When I was in high school, I had a problem. It wasn't the lack of sleep, the bad grades, horrible constipation. That was a middle school problem. It was a lack of manhwa. I read too much manhwa. See, like any good high school weeb with too much time in his hands, cuddled up with his dick, the amount of unknown anime I would watch would eventually lead to unknown manga I would read. And eventually that led to unknown manhwa.
Evolution.
Who would have thought? With all the searching, prodding, pulling, and going to the search tab and typing in God to see poorly written and poorly drawn power fantasy manhwa that you would binge read until last period of the school and you would go home and do it all over again? Just me? Fuck.
Veritas.
To be a fly on the wall in this world is to be a little being witnessing some of the best and most convoluted fights you've ever seen. Well, seen 3,000 to 6,000 times. Little fucker. Martial arts is a tradition passed down by one disciple to when it is time, that disciple's disciple. Tradition and culture in a martial art is everything to some and nothing to most. When you go against tradition, you're basically breaking a cultural boundary that has been going on for eons. But on the flip side, progress, innovation, and equality is right around the corner. And who doesn't love equality? Make martial arts great again. No, I'm sorry. You make martial arts for the people. You innovate them for the people. You make them better, stronger, and mix them together for the people. Everybody wins, right? Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna say Ma. Ma is our main character. See, he is your average high schooler. He works hard on his grades, he studies hard, and hopes to become a doctor. He wants to give his family a better life. You see, his family and friends are the most important thing to him, and he's lived a hard life. He wants to love and cherish people.
Fuck off.
Yeah, so that was a fucking lie. This comic opens up to our protagonist getting his ass whooped. Pretty good start by a group of his fellow students. Unfortunately for them, this beautiful, charming, sexy, good-looking, beautiful, I said that twice, man intervened. And he's the worst possible person to intervene in any type of fighting situation. Anyways, think about it like this. This man is the crackhead of fighting. He beats the fuck out of these students. He should honestly get arrested for that. That's a felony. It doesn't matter. Ma grovels on the floor and begs this man to be his master. Please be my master.
What do I have to teach you?
I'll give you money.
How much?
My entire fortune. $1.80.
Go fuck yourself.
Anyways, yada yada yada, this man becomes his master and he keeps his $1.80. He tells him to run every day for 2 hours. No, 3. He meets his master and the master kinda forgot who the fuck he was. Get fucked. This man's treating him worse than a fucking community dildo. He tells him to do sit-ups with his legs hung up on a bar. Then he tells him to do splits, learn his left hand, etc. The year finally passes, and no progress at all.
Sensational.
This leads to an Uncle Ben-ass moment, and then he dropped so much exposition, which I am not reading. The exposition I didn't read, he basically taught him his technique. If he masters his technique in 2 months, he'll be his official disciple. Well, guess what? He masters it in 2 months, and then the master completely fucks off to nowhere. He fucking left him. Get fucked. Yada yada yada. The master dies. He fucking died. What the fuck? Ma gets his arm from the group that killed him as a present. What the fuck? Do you imagine being in this type of position? A really close person, a loved one you may say, gets fucking killed, murdered, he died, bamboozled, and the people who did that come up to you and basically say, "Hey, squirt, how you doing? Here's your master's arm. Goodbye." What the fuck am I supposed to do with an arm? Bury it? Hang it up in my room right next to my painting of Jesus and my diploma? Or maybe cuddle with it in my bed and cry myself to sleep. Anyways, after that, they completely curb stomp him. Another felony, by the way. But see, that doesn't seem to really matter. When he wakes up, half delirious like he got Pill Cosby.
Did you like my barbecue sauce?
We woke up to a Woon Chun Chill wannabe. Basically, he explains how this world works. There is a mega group called Reunion. Reunion is controlled by multiple corporations coming together to break the tradition of martial arts. They find all the different Korean ancient arts so they can study them, improve them, innovate them, and eventually distribute them, either with consent or by force. And there was a small group of martial artists that didn't really want to give up their tradition. So they went to war with him, and his master was one of the martial artists that wanted to keep his culture. So they fucking killed him.
This
Martial arts.
is your
Martial arts.
and this
Martial arts.
is my.
Martial arts. I mean, I understand to a degree being able to learn how to fucking airbend or shoot lasers and lightning out of your fucking asshole is pretty fucking tempting.
Ass, lightning, jutsu.
How they kill you for not wanting to give up your most beloved martial art that has been safeguarded for eons by the people who have practiced it before you. This is pretty fucking petty, but I understand. Ma is basically given two options: die or join a reunion and teach others his martial arts. You think Ma would have enough conviction and say, nah, I'm gonna die? Fuck that. The very next scene, he's going to a school. A fucking martial arts school. Ugh. If you haven't been able to tell through my channel, I have a problem with high school martial arts genre. It's my own crack. It just itches all my itches. I'm not gonna even try to explain it. You're not gonna understand. I just fuck with it. There's so much other shit I haven't told y'all. Like they're robots. They have fucking robots that they kill. That's how they're able to gauge their power. I've yet to show you how the school system is set up. How the student council holds all the power in the school. How his short-lived master died and, well, who killed him? And, well, this bitch. This bitch has so much fucking baggage that should just stay fucking bagged. My whole job is not to spoil you. You see, this is a recommendation at the end of the day. It's your job to read it, experience this comic for yourself, and if you fuck with it, and if you don't, drop it. This manhwa reminds me so much of The Breaker. If you haven't read The Breaker, you definitely should. In my eyes, it is the best martial arts. Manhwa, not manga or anime. Manhwa specifically. None have really done better, but some have gotten close, and this is one of those. There are similarities on how both manhwas started. The masters could be twins,
Twinsies.
but the most glaring difference is between the protagonists. The Breaker's protagonist is gloomy, boring at the start, who's too weak to really stand up for anything. Ma is the polar opposite. He's quite literally the boss of his high school. His ultra hyper personality is what makes him likable. There are multiple times where he's going to get beat and still fights. He has to make sure that this world remembers that he was here, which I feel like everybody could understand. Most other martial artists have advantages over him, but he doesn't really let that affect him. It's always the next rival, next person. He wants to bring honor to his master. He only knew him for like a year and a half tops, but he knows how important knowing his specific martial art is to his master. I mean, he quite literally died so reunion wouldn't be able to have it. Ki is a man-made thing in this world. They give it to people who they only deem worthy, and Ma is deemed unworthy. Well, mostly because his master beat up every fucking student at the school, though there's some bad blood, but that doesn't really stop him fighting other martial artists without any ki. He doesn't really shy away from the fights like the protagonist and the Breaker would.
Pussy.
In fact, that's what keeps him going. He's trying to be better. He eggs on the fights. He tries to find the fights. And he's trying to be able to avenge his master. Unfortunately though, the Breaker is still better, just from the fact that this has been on hiatus for 15 years. We're left on a really good cliffhanger, but no one really knows when it's coming back. There have definitely been talks about it, about the author bringing it back. I don't know if that's code or if that's Veritas.
Shawty wanna fuck. Shawty likes it rough and she's got a big oily butt.